Good morning, traders. Welcome to StockCast. My name is Todd Derby, and I'll be your host to start off the show. James will be joining us shortly. He's wrapping up a phone call with one of our vendors, so he'll hop in here and join us, which is really not a big deal because today it's a slow market. Well, the market's down a little bit. The futures are down a little over 200 points, 204 points. SPY right now is down 2.8, and it looks like it's reacting news from China. China has some negative news, negative numbers to their economy, and our market is experiencing a little downturn, which is something we've been expecting for a while. So, slow morning in the market overall, though. As I'm watching some small caps, there's not a lot of activity, a lot of pre-game activity going on, pre-market activity, as I normally watch and see some activity, see some volume. So I don't have anything small cap world wise that I'm really hot on, really that I'm waiting for. I'm going to wait to see if something breaks here between now and 10 o'clock. And usually there's something that will break out between 9:30 and 9:45, and I'll look for a trade there. I will talk about Friday, though. Friday we had a conference call with POAI, and I was a little frustrated that I was expecting more or wanting. I think I was wanting more. Expecting more is a tough one. But at the end of the day, when you assess or analyze what's going on there, what we didn't want to hear them say or we didn't want them to do, they didn't really do. So I was pleased about that. I was pleased that we got some of the same verbiage from before, but the reality is that we know stuff's coming down the pipe. And so they got to keep saying that because they're working on some contracts. The big thing for me is going to be between now and the end of the year, the one doctor, scientist, the female scientist, can't remember her name. She had the little squeaky voice. It's, I just read Tony's comments. The market's reacting from the shareholder call Friday. No, that's not true. So they have a strong contract. I got the impression it's a strong contract they're waiting to sign or waiting to announce. And when I was having a small visit with a friend who's invested in POA this weekend, we were talking about this, and I'm really hoping that this is a strong contract that pops into place, and we get helps us get NASDAQ compliant over $1. I know that some people will make a move with their shares, and God bless them. That's their decision with their shares. I don't think we're going to see a move that puts us over $4 before the end of the year. This has become a longer term hold overall, but I do think we're going to see some news that will get us NASDAQ compliant. I believe that. I hope that's what's going to happen. So that's my thoughts from the POAI shareholder conference call on Friday. In a standby till then. So what are you guys looking at? I'm going to hit the comments early today. What are you looking at? What are you looking at this week in the market? Are you playing earnings? Are you holding SPY futures, SPY contracts, puts or calls? I am still short on SPY. I still have a position that I've averaged into. My average is still 397.21. I'm upside down, and I'm still expecting to see a retrace in the market. And what's crazy is that I'm reading a lot of analysts or a lot of technical analyses, you see in the internet, and I get sent to my email box. I saw one this morning from someone who's does a pretty good job with this stuff. He still thinks we're going to see a test of 364 in the next 2 or 3 weeks. And so it helps me hold my position and be a little more confident. And I'm not in a position where I'm getting wiped out. I am red, and I don't like the fact that I'm red. But it does help me hold my position when I read these tests. And so one of the key spots for them is a test of 432 and a rejection at the 432, and then he thinks that we're going to start to move back to the 364 range, which bodes well for my position. All right. So what are you looking at? What are you holding? Love to hear your thoughts. Love to hear your feedback. What you are working on. Good morning, S. John. Appreciate all the news comments. I did notice one that you popped in here, S. John, that I'm going to highlight right here. HLBZ. It's ticker I traded last week. HLBZ CEO buys 250,000 shares. Nice. That's what we need from POAI. Except 250,000 shares is only about 100, a little over $130,000, $125,000. We need them to buy like 1 million shares. Insider buying. Show us that you believe in your product. That'd be nice. Looking at comments. Here we go. Yeah, the China and the Japan data this morning is negative. And obviously that's hitting our market. So SPY's down, our futures are down, SPX is down. So we'll see how that's going to play out the rest of the day. If it's going to recover, if it's going to continue a slide down, that'll be going on. I'm holding the dumpster fire that POAI is. Yeah, I mean, yeah, right. It's agreed. I understand. But if it hits our target, and it took us a year and a half to get there, a year and 3/4, and you still make, it's still not a bad return. That's the bottom line. How I look at it is that it still could do its thing, and I can't go down much further. So I'm looking forward to that. What I'm really curious though is that I know that one of our members asked the question about, or talked about, the reverse split option, and that will be interesting to see if we even have the ability to control that vote. I still think there is going to be enough institutional ownership out there that the board, or Bob and Mel and POAI team, they will have the ability to control that vote. And so I'm not even sure that we'll have enough. We have enough shares to control that. I know some believe that they do, but I don't know. And I'm not looking to take a poll right now either. But I know that some people are still. I'm not convinced that everyone still has their shares. So people who've been in different situations where they've had to make decisions for their trading account or their financial part of their lives, that they may have sold at a different time. So I'm not sure what our membership holds right now. And actually, I don't really care, because I don't want it. It's not a team sport, and I don't want to give the appearance to anybody, especially the SEC, that we're trying to do something like that or talk about it. But it would just be a very curious thought for me. Yeah, Michael, it's if that was the case, Bob wouldn't have made a big deal about refuting your question. I think he had to refute your question. I think in this, when you think about the strategy, you do the Monday morning armchair quarterback conversation. I think he had to do exactly what he did in that conversation. So I'm not surprised by that. And I think he was prepared for that question. I think the way he responded, the way he jumped on it, I think he was prepared for it. And I think they were prepared to end the Q&A right after that question too. I think there was a situation. They're like, okay, we're going to go, but if we head into this zone or this territory with commentary, we're out. And I think we got there quickly, and I think they cut it off. So I'm not sure how many more Q&As we're going to get unless we have something more positive for them to talk about. I think they're probably tired of beating the horse. And they know stuff that we don't know. So for them, that makes sense. They have information that we don't have. So when we ask the question, they just want to blurt or yell at us like, listen, we know, trust us, leave us, let us do our job. The reality is that I don't think we do trust them completely, especially when they send out old emails for the May meeting. Yeah, that's Jen. $3 to $5 is a range that I think that a lot of people are looking at, and you say as soon as it hits $2, people are going to be going nuts and taking profits. So we need a buyout. We need a buyout for people to maximize this trade, because I think you're going to start to see people. I think you're going to start to see people starting to see selling sooner than $2 even. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that's the reality is that there's people who've got their trading accounts locked up or all in on this trade, and they're looking to make some changes there. So if people have gone heavy, they could trim a position, they could free up some cash, etc. So I think you're going to see some people. Unfortunately, I think that if it starts to run, they're going to get out early, which they'll be disappointed with that overall. Yeah, there are more questions, Paul. I would agree. They did say bye, but it was really quick. It wasn't a long hug. I'll tell you that. It wasn't a long hug when they said goodbye to us. It was they were gone. It was almost like their free Zoom call was on the short end in the final seconds. They wanted to get out of there, which would be funny if they had gotten kicked there for using some type of free program that they only get so many minutes. That would have been funny. So yeah, that was interesting. But moving on. All right. Walmart earnings tomorrow at open. So I read a report this morning that they're hoping that the back to school sales and will help them give them a positive bump in their earnings. And I know that what happened yesterday doesn't translate exactly in earnings call, but that's what the articles that was talking about is will they have enough back to school sales to give them a positive earnings tomorrow, or what will Walmart end up? I don't trade Walmart. I won't be trading Walmart tomorrow in the open, so I'm not overly worried about it. But that is a conversation I saw about that. And about Michael, about the NDAs, I agree. But if I was in their shoes, I wouldn't like that question either, and I wouldn't answer the question. And as the more I thought about that, I want whoever I'm talking to currently with an NDA, I want them to think that I've got lots of NDAs out there signed. And I'm not saying that they're lying about it, but if they answered that question and said we have 3 and they're talking to 3 people, they want those 3 people to think that they're in a real bidding process or a real competitive process. So I'm not surprised that they didn't answer that question. That would be that makes sense to me. All right. My scanner still shows me virtually nothing going on. So I'm just sitting here for about 14 minutes to the start of the market, and the same things are just are watching there. Well, I'll tell you one ticker I've got my eye on though. I'm watching. So here I'll pull it up on my screen. I'm watching Bed Bath and Beyond, and a little bit of a meme stock. And the question for me is this going to do something stupid? And is it going to do something stupid? Up here hitting, it was in mid 28s, and it's obviously come down quite a bit here. And this is on the daily, and it's right here around 1344 is a key area. Let me pull it up real quick. And it broke through that, and so now it's punching 1529. So this is going to be interesting to see what this does today. And if it gets a little bit of a push, I may look to short this. This is a potential short for me. It's easy to get short locates, so I'm watching it to see what it's going to do. But I think it's got some potential of to play it as a short. Okay. David Arnold watching TISI. Let's take a look at that real quick. Do not know who they are. Team. What do you like about it, David? What do you like about it? Good news is it's got a bull indicator on the transparent traders entries and exits indicator on the 5 minute. On the daily, excuse me. Let me go with 5 minute. It was bull here at 6:10 this morning. Nice run, and then now it's indicating a bearish indicator. So I'm not familiar with the ticker, and I didn't even look at the news or the share size, but going back, it's got something's happened this morning. Hope you were in down here, David. Hope you're in here down here. All right. Okay, it's we are 11 minutes away from the start of the market. Any more comments, questions, thoughts, ideas? Oh, they're trying to avoid a September delist. Oh, there you go. Well, it looks like today was the day for them to get it up there. So if that is the case, they're going to try to keep that price above $1. The rule is 10 days in a row on the bid over $1 or more. So can they keep it up there without the bears getting in there and crushing them? So that will be a good one for you to watch. All right, guys. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate the comment. Again, it's a slow day for me, so I don't know how much I'll be trading, but I've got a couple things on my watch list to watch, and hopefully see something break here, intraday here or after the morning bell, and we'll go from there. Okay, with that, I'm going to wrap up. You guys have a good day of trading. Be safe, be smart, protect your capital, and then we will see you tomorrow. Have a good one.